Good morning, welcome to my channel. This journal is a Jane Austen journal. I'll just do a quick flip through. I sold this journal over the weekend. I think it was over the weekend. That's really cute. It's gorgeous. It's a Jane Austen journal. And I got asked by the lady to make a antique letter. For my tax, I used envelopes in this journal. Made envelopes. Well, that's sealed, I think. Made just some antique looking envelopes. And done some staining on the papers. There's jelly prints. There they are there. The envelope. I didn't seal that one. Got a beautiful envelope there. It's jelly printed. So I used all my leftover jelly prints. It's just gorgeous. I actually really love this journal. And I wasn't going to let it go, but anyway, I did. Antique ledger paper. There's baggy pockets. Again, envelopes for your tucks, so you can tuck things in it. It's a bigger journal. I thought it was one signature when she asked me for it. I think I wasn't thinking correctly when she messaged, and I wasn't home and whatnot. It doesn't matter. Antique page. This is from an 1890s book. It's just beautiful. And it's got on it, "Revenge is sweet." Just drilling tags. Using antique tape. Using, your shopping bags. I've jelly printed on them. You've got big tuck spots. Antique wallpaper. I made some stickers from Jane Austen. I couldn't find if I had any more, but it doesn't matter. We don't need them. This has got a few signatures in it. I've got to put these. I haven't put them in, but anyway, they should be in there. They've been on the edges. They have been. Oops. I think I'll let the lady put them in where she wants. They've been inked with gold and just a drilling tuck spot, and I made sure that was on it. So they're just beautiful. Some I just like I said, I used tracing paper, I think, to print on, which I did. Yeah, I can see it's tracing paper. And then here, I used the circles and just printed on cardstock, then on tracing paper. I did a lot of spraying on the pages to grunge them up. The tags are gorgeous in this. This is a gorgeous journal, and like I said, using my own artwork that I would jelly print, stuff I'd jelly print on. This has turned out beautiful. Hope she enjoys it. See how the colours run a bit, but that's how I wanted it to look. To look like the jelly prints. A stencil done the pages. This is a 4-signature journal. Printing on the thick, it's a thicker tracing paper. I think it's about 80 GSM. So some of those journaling cards go in there. It's just gorgeous. And I can't remember the kit who I bought it off, this digital kit. My tuck spot, it's a baggy tuck spot. There's a tuck spot in there. Jane Austen. It's a bit of sewing, not much. Isn't it just gorgeous? I love decorating guest checks and whatnot. And I'll do some of those. She asked me if I would make a vintage letter. And I'm going to. Look at this old, it's one of my favourite wallpapers that I had. So I hope I can get another one of those. But isn't that gorgeous? Using the kit itself to make my journaling cards, and then using the reverse of my jelly printing. So she asked me to make a antique letter, and that's what we're going to do for this journal. We're going to make an antique letter and a stroll. There's a lot of texture on the pages. Again, some more antique wallpaper. So I hope she enjoys this journal. A lot of envelope. This is a classing envelope, heavily decorated, as I want to do. I think I did a flip through of this. Yeah, I did. Glassine. More journaling cards. Just gorgeous. So I hope my friend from Australia that bought this journal likes it when she sees it for real, when it's in her hands, and will create the letter she asked for. We might create a stroll and a letter, guys. Another big envelope. And some more of these. Another envelope there to hide your stuff in. The story begins. It's upside down. I must have packed it away in a hurry when I moved. It took me a month or 6 weeks. But see how I printed on the vellum? That was vellum. And on cardstock. And I layered on top of it. And then what you're able to do is tuck them in. Isn't that gorgeous? And there's just the vellum piece. Whoops. And again, a vellum envelope. It's decorated with all sorts of papers. Which way does it open? I hope I didn't stick that down. I don't know. No, it's that way. It's that way, but it should be that way. Oh, I did it back to front. Oh, it doesn't really matter because you can just tuck in. But doesn't it look cool? Anyway, let's make, like I said, Donna can actually do as she will with this. This is soft cover, guys. It's hard on the sides because I did cardstock in there, but generally my covers are soft. I find they sit better, fit better, and I just like them that way. This is some old, I call it hippie fabric, but anyway. It's got that. It's just gorgeous. It really is a gorgeous journal. Anyway, this is not creating our letter. So let's create our letter. So what I done, guys, I have printed both sides of this computer paper, that way and that way. And I printed, I don't know whose digital print, I think it was Ruby and Pearl's digital print. And you see the lace network that's in that and behind it. The same with this one. I'm not going to use them. What I actually done, some time ago, I did some tea staining on papers. And what I do, I don't iron them. For months, they will sit with books on top of them, and that's how they will sit. And then they're good enough to actually print on without too much hassles. So what I did, these have been sitting for about 6 months. And now we're going to age them, even though they've already been inked and everything. Now, if they weren't aged, guys, this is what I would do. I would get a spray bottle. So I'll show you both ways. on your printed, whoever's kit you're going to be using, on whatever letter you're using, and I would spray with coffee lightly, absolutely lightly. Turn it over. I'm going to turn it over to that way, and see how the print is coming through on the reverse. I don't spray too much, because if you do, what's going to happen is your writing's going to fade, and you don't want that. So I just do a coffee mix. So we'll put that aside, and after we film, I can show you how it turns out. Again, I'm going to spray on the reverse and on the front. And this is how I would age that. Now, just put another couple of stamps. Now, I had my ruler, and I don't know what I've done with it, because we're going to do some tearing. 2 seconds, guys. I don't know. It's one thing I didn't grab. Here you go. Now, I've got a tear ruler, and this was sent to me by Edwin Cougar. He's the admin in my group, Junk Journal Hub. And I don't know if I like it that way. That's use it. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'll get the cut I want, but then sometimes I will. And this is how I will cut the ones I've printed on. So there, my letter. We're not doing the stroll yet. We should have done, we might do part of the stroll before we continue with the letter, because it might take a bit to dry what I'm going to use. So I'm going to do that. This is the letter. Okay. Like I said, the letter won't be perfect. And now I will punch it up. I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. Now the stroll, we won't worry about that just yet. What we need to do is I try and get pieces of, that would be right, just any tree stalks, I think they're called. They might be too long. So we just do that. I don't want to ruin my stalk. So I do that. They should be all right. And what we're going to do is colour these. So I'm just going to find a sheet of paper so I don't make a mess. And you all know about the gold ink I use. And what I'm going to do is etch these in gold. I don't know, this is what they did in the 18th century, but, or whatever year it was. But I'm going to edge them in gold. This doesn't take long to dry. Actually, might. Good stuff, this stuff. You can buy it from any art outlet or Amazon. I think you can, yeah, you can even buy it from eBay, because I did find it on eBay. And I'll just gold them up. I'll probably end up with a lot of gold on me, but it doesn't matter. I haven't made a stroll in years, so we're going to learn together. Well, not really, because I have done it once before, but this is how I do it. And then I just turn it over, make sure I got the ends, and I do this one. I don't want to miss any So I just missed a bit there. This won't take long to dry. And yeah, I know it's rough and ready. But rough and ready is what makes your art. You know what I mean? Sometimes. So turn it over. And just keep doing like so. And we just let these dry and we'll come back to it. It'll probably be a bit of a longer video than normal, but it's a good video, I believe, because it will just show you how to do an antique letter and an old stroll, you know, how they might have done it in the olden days. And it's another thing for your junk journal of ideas, guys. It doesn't matter if it's got, the sticks have got a bit of things poking out because it's edged in gold. I better do that. Turn it over a bit. I'm getting gold all over me. But this is really good stuff. And it does come out when you wash your hands. I just use a kitchen scrubber to get it off. How cool is that? Okie dokie. So that's done. We're going to need that again. I won't be creating both letters. I'm just going to show you how. I mean, I'll create the stroll and a letter, but I'm choosing to decorate the tea stained ones. So now we need, I'll put my journal out of the road. We need some ink. I think this is Grounded Espresso. And all I do, I want something else so I don't stain my mat. And I just use the Grounded Espresso. This is for the letter. We'd probably use both techniques. See, probably I would have sprayed this as well if I wasn't doing it via video. But believe you me, it does look old by the time you've finished. And normally, before I spray anything, I normally would ink first. You know what I mean? Even the photocopied letters. So now I go to the back, age them a bit. There's not much ink in there. But you don't need much ink, guys, for this technique. You really don't. Crunch it up some more. And what I do, and then I change it over. Just be careful at this stage. You don't want to ruin it. And then you're going to scrunch it up this way, and you're going to do the same thing. And at this stage, I would have wet this, you know, with that little spray bottle. But we're not going to do that. Just remember, the lady wanted a decorative letter. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. And this is when I would have sprayed it a bit to even out the colour tones. But, you know, it will be okay. So I might have did a bit too much in the front, but it'll be okay. Don't stress the process, guys. You can actually see the writing through it, and that's all you need to worry about. Now we're going to turn it over, give it some more colour. Now I will fold it. And see, it doesn't matter that I've made lines in this now. So I would gather that to there, to the middle now. And this is our folds. And like so. This is now, because we've manipulated this a fair bit, it is very fragile. Actually, I'm folding it the wrong way, but that's easily fixed. Fold it back like so. Like so. Then this one goes up a little bit of the way up. And this goes up to there. There you are, there's your vintage letter. And then you would tuck it in like so. And you need a wax seal. Where's my wax seal that I had? Oh, here. Now with the wax seal, guys, because you want this to show for, you know, you want the person who gets this to be able to open it. You only glue half the wax seal down. Only half. Like so. And I should have thought of that. I was going to put a flower in there, but I never thought of that. But I needed a bit of lace. Just a bit of lift it up a bit. But normally I would get a dry flower or a sticker before I stick that down and put it into it. But I didn't. So it doesn't matter. So there's your letter. And this is now when you get inventive. I didn't, like I said, I never normally pick what I'm going to put down. But a sticker would go down beautifully, or some lace on the letter. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut around that. I might cut around this actually. And then we'll get our stamp. And we've decorated a vintage letter. Oh, I don't know if I like that. I like that, but I don't like that bit. So here we trim again. Sometimes things don't look good when you first lay them down. Just play with it, guys. Just make sure I got, because I don't want to put a lot of glue down. That should be enough. And there's our letter. Make sure it's not stuck down there. Or nearly. What else do I need? Now is some stamping. And I've got to look for something that's going to look a little bit interesting. And before you stamp anything down, guys, use your ink pad. And that's too dark, too light. Can't see it. You don't want too dark. That's better. And I only do it on the parts that are folded. I don't worry about the rest. Now I get a bit of ink. Might get the tea one actually. But use any ink you want. And now what I'm going to do, we're going to open that back up. And now we're going to get our gold. Because we're going to go gold the letter. And because I use gold on this, I think it's going to look divine. Taken 25 minutes. Oh, you did get a flip through though. If I didn't, that little piece might just go. And at this stage, guys, you can actually make holes in this letter. I'm choosing not to because she specifically wanted the words. And that's what you've got to be mindful of, you know, when you do letters. Does the person want to read the words out? And I do, so I will leave the words. Okay, I want to gild it a bit on that side. I don't do that. I'm just going to ink that a little bit. It looks nice. Just that tad of gold on these letters look absolutely brilliant. Okay. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Okie dokie. Put it there. Put that back on. I love that gold. Okay, now we just, where the folds are, create a bit of colour. I haven't did much to it. I just added a bit of lace because that's all I need to do. And find a pin to attach. Oops. This is now really super thin, guys. Super thin. Now we just need a pin, and I don't know where I got one. I really don't. That tucks in there, in there. Oh, no, it doesn't. It tucks in. Gosh, Jenny. So I don't know if I've got a pin. It looks so aged, doesn't it? Now, a pin. We need a pin. Have I got one? Even if there's one just to show you what it looks like. Did the journal have one? You know what we're going to do? We're going to grab this one, but this is not the one that will be going to in the journal because I've only got one more of these, but I've got some other vintage looking pins. Then I would pin a pin on it. With a nice little dangle. If you've got a dangle, I haven't got one here at the minute, but there it is there. And there's the letter. Now let's make a stroll. Now I'm going to use the same technique as what I used before. Where's my sticks? Because I don't want to cut That should be fine. And the ruler is the best way to judge for each side the measurements. And now we're going to scrunch it up. What am I doing? And this time we might use the tea ink to age it a bit. I'm not going to age this fully. This actually looks better. I'm not going to take too long with this because I don't need to. I'm just going to make sure I took away enough. I think it'll be all right. Because I like them fairly wide, my letters, in a stroll. It's up to you how much you take of the length. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And like so, we're going to ink it. And we're going to only ink the sides with the, how cool is that? Okay, now, I'm going to stick that down. When I did the double coin envelope the other day, guys, I should have stuck it down to the back of the coin envelope. And I didn't. I just get nervous doing videos, guys. I really do. So, now I want it to roll up. So, normally what I would do is I would roll it. I would now ink this properly to give it that vintage vibe. And we're going to glue this down to here. You can't really see the gold, you know, of your thing, but I just tend to do things a little bit properly. We haven't put the gold around the stroll yet. We're doing that last. And what we're going to do is put our stick in there, and we're going to go like so. Make sure it's to the bottom of your stroll, and then glue. Like so. See why I didn't ink to the edge of there? Now we ink on that side, give it time to dry. They weren't really long enough, but they are for me. Okay, we're going to do that like so. And we're going to just put the glue there and in the center. This is a tad bigger, so it should look a lot better because I always put the longer bit to the top. Not very, very long, but it'll do the job of what I want it to do. But push it down. Should have been a bit straighter, guys, but I didn't find anything straighter on the farm. Everything's bent, but it will be okay. I can see the gold bits. Now we'll get some gold Where's the gold? There it is. And we're going to do the edges. And don't go overboard because you don't need to. I always use earbuds because I find you've got a bit of control with the earbuds, guys. And I just lightly do that top because I don't want too much on there. Do those knobs of the... And then I do around the stroll. Just lightly. Just lightly. You don't need much. So I hope the lady that bought that journal will be happy with this. I am not the best at this because I like to take my time when I'm videotaping, but I think this has turned out great. And like I said, I do both sides of the stroll, you know, but lightly, guys, absolutely lightly. It looks gorgeous. It really does. And I might get my stamp pad and just lightly stamp on it to create a bit of texture. And this is nearly done. And I'm going to use the T1 because you want to lightly stamp. You don't want to heavy stamp this because you want to see the letter, guys. So on the edges only. And the same here. And then you get your stroll. You roll up this one to the middle. Whoops. You can have it as tight or as loosely as you want. Like you can take to there, because you notice the ribbon is tied to the middle, and then you roll up your other one. I've got to put something on there. But I love this. I just think this is creative. It's good for your journal of ideas. And this is not tight. And I wouldn't attach this to the journal. I would keep it loosely. Oh, that one's not... I've got to tighten the other one up. You need the sticks a little bit thinner than I've used. You know, like a loose... what am I saying? You need them a little bit straighter. But I didn't have any skewers, because you can do it with skewers. But I find that you might need a knob with the skewers, where with sticks, you won't. You won't need them. So what we've created, guys, is this cute stroll. I made the ribbon big for a reason, because I like it long. And then you can add a bead to this. And I don't know where my beads are. And there's the love letter. It's been stamped. I might need a bit of a stamp there. No, I think it looks all right, because you can overdo it. But look at that. That's your stroll. There's your love letter. I would put a dry flower there, and I did have them, but I don't know where I put them. I'll see if I've got anything I could just maybe. Oh, there you go. Might add that to it. I just might. Just to give it a bit of colour. But you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, this calls for, it's a letter. And you just want it to look as vintagey as possible. I don't know whose print this is. because this is a love letter. So I'd put that like so. And I would put a dry flower arrangement on this, which I haven't got a piece. I have. I just don't know where it is. That's not going to look good. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm thinking. No. Because you've got to remember, this is vintage, guys. No. So I'm thinking I might leave this just so, but you can obviously decorate stuff by putting one of the medals from Tim Holtz on these to make it look old, and you know that the sender, whether it's male or female, wanted to add a little gift to their. But this is the vintage letter. This is the stroll. Where's the journal? And this can now be put like so in the journal. Can be added to the side. It, as far as I know, it just can be added as far as I think, it should be added wherever. This can go in the journal. I just think it's delightful to add personal touches to journals. There's the letter. And there's the gorgeous stroll. I'm just going to make sure that's glued down properly. And fabric glue here, because it takes a while to glue, but look at it. So thanks, guys. Hope you like that short tutorial. I didn't tear into the letter because, like I said, no good tearing into it, because what you're going to do is destroy the letter that obviously the buyer of your journals or the person you're gifting to, they want to read that letter. But this looks old and vintagey. And like I said, I need to glue that a tiny bit better, and this will be right to go. Thank you, guys. Thanks for liking and subscribing to my channel. This journal will go out tomorrow. Oh, I just found an old stamp that might go there. Oh, vintagey. Yeah, I'm going to put that down. So, yeah, guys, thank you. Like I said, I've been getting the subscribers, but... and I like that. But I wish I'd get more likes and comments on my channel. Please let me know what you want to see more of. See, in the 18th century, there was no stamps, but we're going to pretend there was. I love the Tim Holtz stuff. It's very aged. There you go. There's a beautiful letter, and we've got a beautiful stroll. Just remember, when you are manipulating paper as much as I did, you are going to thin it out. There you go. There's the stroll. Thanks, guys, for watching, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.